All right. All right. All right. Am I getting audio? Everybody? Can you hear me? Is anybody out? Is there anybody out there? Yeah. All right. It's coming through. What is going on, everybody? Ryan West, thanks for joining, being the one to open the doors. I appreciate it. Joe, good to see you. A little roll call action going on. Nice, nice. Hoos, good to see you. Morning. Thanks for getting up in the dark, which is not very hard this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. Matt, good to see you. Mr. White, good to see you. I'm glad you're sticking with me after Thursday's night performance. Shambot, good to see you. Talking about that prisoner, taking your PC's prisoner. Ooh, risky business, buddy. Risky business. Harrigan, Martin. Mr. White's finally on time. Flint, good to see you. Morning. Tad, morning. Morning. It's all obviously morning people in the U.S. Nelson, or North America, I should say. Nelson, good to see you. Gabe, thanks for letting me know you're here. Good to see you. Thanks, Harrigan, for the sound check. Appreciate it. Blake is maybe running behind or may not be able to attend, so I appreciate the backup. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm Sean from RPG Sean, I guess, for lack of originality and lack of, an original name, if you will. For those of you that may tune in after the fact or even in the middle of the stream, I ran a podcast for 7 years and with my counterpart, Brett. It's my ode to Brett, my T-shirt. I don't know where he is, but I stream every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time here in the U.S., talk about role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games. So if you're like, MMORPG, sweet. Nope, not that one. That's down the stream in your YouTube feed a little bit. So, all right. I was going to say something. I just got an email. I don't know if Uncle Mike is in the chat. I don't know if he is or not, but an individual I met professionally through LinkedIn. So just quick story that people aren't connected to me professionally on the LinkedIn platform. I posted a post. I might have mentioned this like posts ago or streams ago. I said in the future, all resumes should adhere to the following format. And I posted a D&D character sheet. So it went, at least for me, it went viral. I don't know if it went viral in the grand scheme of what viral, how you define viral. But I think I've got, I want to say like 65,000 views and like, I don't know, over 100 comments or something like that, which on LinkedIn is pretty crazy, at least for me. Like mine, significantly less for most of my updates. Anyways, I met Uncle Mike B, and we've been connected and kind of in the same kind of symbiotic relationship, I guess. Like I'm a recruiter, he's a technical person. He's also a gamer, I don't know if he currently games or has gamed, but regardless, long story short is he messaged me, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago. And he has been here. Like, I think he has caught the stream. But he's like, hey, I'm going to send you something in the mail if you're open to giving me your physical address. So I said, sure. And I just literally heard my phone ding and I pull it up and it's an email from Mike. And he says, hey, I got the package out a little bit late. You should be getting it, today or tomorrow. Basically what it is it's a D&D starter set that I think he bought for his nephew. And he bought it for his nephew because his mother, I don't know if that's Mike's sister or sister-in-law, said that he was talking about D&D the other day. And he bought it for him and gave it to him. And his nephew had a reaction opposite of wanting to play D&D, right? It was, no. apparently he was talking about the nerds that were playing D&D and that he didn't want to play D&D. Like so his mother misinterpreted that. And so he has this starter set that he didn't want to give away. And he's like, well, maybe you can give it away as a prize or review it or something along those lines. So if I don't know exactly which starter set. I'm guessing it's probably the most recent one from Wizards of the Coast, which I have. I haven't even delved into the one. I think I have. I think I did an unboxing when it first came out, when I bought it at Target. How many years ago it was. And it was great. It's a good starter set, no question about it. I have one. Obviously, I don't have a need for it. I've probably even given mine up, actually. I might have donated it. So I bring this up because I think what I'm going to do, because all you folks, like, you've probably would be in the same type of boat that I'm in. Like, if I raffled to give it away or whatever the case is, like, hey, enter to win. Many of you probably aren't necessarily interested in that specific starter set, right? Or you would get it and then, like, what should I do with it? I don't know. I could give it away or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably donate it to, if I can get it in time, I'll probably give it to Toys for Tots. So if Mike ever sees this, Mike, that's what I'm going to do. I've done it in the past where I've gone on Amazon and I bought 10 starter sets. Like they were super cheap. I think they were like $12 a piece. And I bought 10 of them and then I donated them to Toys for Tots. If you, I don't, used RPGs, I don't know if anybody has considered that. Because, a lot of them are book form. I don't know if they're going to impact, like, there is something about the starter set being in a box and a kid ripping that open at Christmas and seeing what that is. And frankly, I got the idea, I think, from Alex Kammer, if I'm not mistaken. And the kind of bend or the angle of why I think it was appealing to Alex or why he decided to do starter sets and D&D is because Toys for Tots really aims, I'm sure they get tons of toys for those that are like 2 to 8 years old or 2 to 10 years old, maybe 2 to 8, 2 to 6 years old. And so those kids that are like 8 to 13, 8 to 16 kind of miss out, right? They're like, I don't need a preschool toy. Like, so it's like a fantastic, like, niche, preteen kit. And those, when he started, I think he did the starter set that wasn't that great. Like D&D's Mine of Fandelver was in it. It's an okay starter set, but the second one was much better. It had the cards, I think the instructions on how to play the game's a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. It's only one, but I think, hey, if that one kid gets it, and even if that kid gets it and doesn't play it or thinks it's, stupid nerdy D&D, I don't want this, hopefully they just won't throw it in the trash and they'll give it to another kid that will appreciate it. So hopefully we can, plant the seed of somebody getting into this fantastic hobby. If you've got some games that are in that space where you're like, well, I could sell it or I could sell it or I could take it a normal night, I wonder if that might be an option. Toys for Tots dropping it off with the Marines and having them distribute it and see if that hits home with a young teen or a preteen individual that might find it interesting. Up until like right now, I hadn't thought about it. I always thought the starter set was always a good buy, but then again, that costs money too, and I don't expect people to go out and buy 5 to 10 starter kits to donate. And we have plenty of RPGs in our closets, bookshelves that may not be getting the attention that they should be, and maybe somebody else could benefit from them. Although I would say most are probably going to be like, what is this? If it's not D&D, right? It's that whole, I don't recognize any other role-playing game other than D&D. But you'd be surprised. There are people that get into the hobby that knows what D&D is, but now this is something different, right? You give them something that's either a derivative or something strangely unique in the role-playing game hobby. Who knows, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Mike, if you see this, thank you so much for keeping in mind me in mind. I appreciate it. It sounded like you weren't sure what to do. And if I knew that that was what you were sending, I would have just said, hey, you know what you should do? Rather than send it to me, save on postage and just go to the local Toys for Tots drop off and put it in the bin. Seriously. So no fault to you, but I will certainly get it to hopefully somebody that appreciates it. So thank you very much for thinking of me and seeing if I can, he's like, I don't know what to do with it. Maybe you could do a review of it or, raffle it off of some kind. And so there you go. Wow, my chat froze for a second. Hey, morning, Blake. Good to see you. Victor, good to see you. Glad you're sticking with me after Thursday with Dwayne. Sweefer, good to see you. Orcus Dorcas, morning. Kev, I always appreciate you popping in, Kev, even if it's for like 30 seconds. I really do. Thanks so much. If you guys are just starting and seeing this, to give me a like or subscribe if you would be so kind. That way I won't have to charge you for this, okay? So, just saying. Gabe, so D&D is uncool again? D&D will be uncool in a lot of circles. Regardless, it's never going to go away. I just don't think it's as uncool as it had been when we were growing up. But it's still uncool in some circles. Just like the nerdy jocks, or the nerdy jocks, the super jocks that some of, that we would like, that guy, he beat me up and put my head in the toilet, will still get strange, looks from some of the not so athletic people. I don't know. Mike's nephew needs a good talk to. He's doing it wrong. Well, hopefully he'll realize it, but hey, look at it this way. There's going to be somebody else that benefits from it, right? That's the whole, like, if you take anything away from this, right? Don't give it to the kid and then have him take it because, it's my uncle and my mom told me I had to take it, and then they stick it in a shelf and then it just rots and it doesn't do anything. So the fact that they recognize that and Mike's like, I'm going to give it to somebody who appreciates it or can do something with it, is going to go in the right direction. It's just not for his nephew. That's cool. It's cool to be uncool, right? It's hip to be square. Here, there, and everywhere. Time to donate to a school or some educational foundation. Yeah, for sure. William, good to see you. Caverna, good to see you. Nerd punching is cool again, Gabe. Who has younger kids? Because I don't like, even if, so who has younger kids? And I say younger as in like teenage years right now, or even like 10 to 12, 10 to 15, 16. Like, how many of you have kids in that space, nephews or nieces that you're really tuned into that, like, what are their thoughts on the hobby? Like, it's a little unique because if you have kids and you're playing in the hobby, it's, that might be a little skewed, but that doesn't mean they dig what you dig. Like, there's plenty of kids that are like, oh, my parents do that, forget that. So I'm just curious, what that looks like. So let me know. Also, 65,000 views is no joke. Nice. 65,000 views? Sweet. General Laster will approve. So I'm like, who's talking about? Who's is an ex-Marine, so he is still connected, like much more than anybody else into the chain of command. He's keeping up with the chain of command in the Marine Corps. Kids with BroSR, Mom, I can't accept this after what they said about Gygax. I said I wanted OD&D. You don't know me. Oh yeah. Well, there you got that too, I suppose. Offer basic fantasy RPG white box. Karen 2E, yeah. Alien starter set for everyone. There you go. That wouldn't be bad. Nothing I think at the time beat the D&D starter set. Like I think I saw it as low as like $9.99, like $10 for a box and dice and rules and pre-gens. What's up, Hobbsy? Good to see you. I get a refund. Yeah, maybe. I thought you paid us. Yeah, checks in the mail. It takes a long time. Oh, by the way, we found a problem with your account, so let reroute your account to me so I can make sure it gets in the right hands. I do everything digitally. Saltheart, good to see you. Daggerheart to replace D&D as the RPG. Replace all your D20s with D12s, folks. As long as humans and toilets and underwear exist, bullies will too. Atomic wedgies and swirlies for everybody. Swirly, yes. There's a word from the past. Yikes. Swirly. Oh God. Now I'm 12 again, and hoping I'm walking through the halls of high school, hoping nobody grabs me and puts my head through the ceiling. Ryan says my youngest is 22. I'm out. Question is you're getting to you. Patience, Hobbsy. It's the warm up. Don't heckle the starter. Tyler, good to see you. Orcus says I do, of course, but he's referring to children. But I think my son may be the exception with how much he is into the hobby. Okay, so he's in the deep end. All right. Well, I mean, you are doing like reviews on YouTube, and like you're kind of probably the industry insider, Dorcas. So your kid's probably like the Wolfgang Van Halen, I'm guessing. But that would make you Eddie. oh, sorry. I had no show with Orcus in it goes untouched. My kids are 11, 9, 7, and 2. All right. Any insight, William? Joe? My kid is 9. His friend group is curious curious, but they don't have the attention span. He requested an attention battle for them. Well, that's true. I think, yeah. Like, I think even really young kids, hey, 6 years old or something, and you've got a sheet in front of them, and you just tell them to, like, roll the die and what it means. I think those games probably last a hot 15 minutes tops, I'm guessing. Gabe says, I have a 10-year-old. He's pretty insulated. My 3 grown children are all were our nerds. I have a nephew who was interested in D&D and Magic, but lately he does only sports and Madden football. Yeah, okay. Good to know. Good insight. There is no ex-Marine, just active and inactive. Yes, it's true. Indeed. I've heard stories about people who were anti-nerd in school but are now into D&D after finding that old set they had buried somewhere, never played before. Those are great garage sale finds. Phil says, my 14-year-old used to love playing D&D. Now I couldn't pay her to play it. My 11-year-old is still keen. We're playing Dragonbane today with her group. That's cool. I think there is even if you, to Phil's point, if he was like, hey, I play this really cool game, and he ran games for his kids when his 14-year-old were younger, and it was probably something, I'm guessing, okay, not it's coming from a dude who has no kids, okay, context, right? Here's the box. But I'm guessing that it would be something that the family found interesting to do. Like the kids could spend time with the parents, quality time, vice versa. Parents could spend quality time with the kids, and it was a family thing, an event. And I imagine as that the kids grow older, they either stick with that because they like the game, but they branch out to their friends and show them like, oh, this is cool. Let me show you what we do as a family, and I'll run it for you guys. Or they do like, well, that's not cool, and I'm hanging around with cool folks, and I don't want them to know that I play with. Like they may even still play with the family, but they may not want to play with their friends. Like teenage dynamics, I can only imagine how all of those things play out in their development through life. I was that way. Like I quit, right? Many of us quit. like, I don't know, maybe 18, 16. Like we just moved. To me, it was moving to schools. I didn't go to a new school and say I played D&D. And then I went into the military, and there were guys that played D&D, and I was just like looking at them like, that's still a thing. So that was for, well, I don't know, 10 years, I think, 10, 15 years. That happened, right? Found beer and other things to keep my attention. Caverna says, I have 11. I'll get to the question of the day. Be patient, folks. I have a 11-year-old boy who likes to play RPG with me, but for a limited amount of time. Then he goes back to Fortnite. My 3-year-old daughter likes to roll dice and play with the minis. Okay, cool. Very cool. Gabe says, my 10-year-old plays all sorts of video games, some board games, no RPGs yet. He's fascinated with simulationist medieval warfare. Okay, interesting. Video games, man, they're just so easy. Man, oh man. I mean, we had video games, right? We had Nintendo and stuff. Nothing like there is today, but put it on my tab. That's cool. Harrigan says, my 22-year-old is a gamer and loves video, board, and art role-playing games. Nerdy kid, not popular, didn't love high school, hated it, graduated during COVID. Ooh, rough time. Man, if you can just tell him, right, like, it's just a blip. It's a blip on the timeline of life. But it's hard. It's hard. What is going to be the new name of D&D? Elon and Dragons? Oh, Musk? Oh, that's okay. I'm going to comment on this thing because I think it's getting a lot of buzz. People have dropped it in the chat. They dropped it last week. I think somebody was just like, hey, and somebody brought it up on the Discord. I think Tim Jensen brought it up on the Discord and like, hey, you're going to talk about this thing? I think that whole topic is the most ridiculous thing in the hobby. There you go. I said it. It's out there. It's now being recorded. I think it's just ridiculous. Elon Musk, that's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail. I don't think it's newsworthy. I don't think it's newsworthy at all. I think who brought it? MSN.com or something, like their news section had brought it up. Like it's yeah. He's a person, a corporate billionaire who made a comment on a social media site. He makes all kinds of comments on social media. But Sean, he bought Twitter. And I'm like, he's not going to buy Hasbro. If he does, great. Then you can play this and say I was wrong. There you go. But it's just ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. People like telling him that they're going to burn their books if he buys D&D and all this stuff. It's just it's hyperbole and FUD. Like it's just ridiculous. I can't even believe the amount of people that have given it any inch of attention. Case in point, right? Like why am I even talking about it? I'm such a hypocrite. But it is. I just figured I'd weigh in with my opinion, if you will. I just like the fact that anybody's giving it any credibility at all is just mind-boggling to me. Like, who cares? I mean, guy lives in a tiny house. Nobody's like talking about how he lives in a tiny house. Although I'll say a lot of news outlets had done that. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a Elon Musk bro, but just another corporate billionaire tweeting on his own platform. That's all I gotta say about that. So D&D continues. Wizards continues to own it until they don't. And that's it. Life goes on. Harrigan says, my 17-year-old is popular mean girl. She used to play and would play if I ran, but some of her crew are hostiles. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, man, you gotta kind of fit. You gotta kind of, pressure. My kids would prefer to play more often than we do, but then it seems like it's about 3 to 4 months between sessions. All right, finally got prep figured out, so I should be able to play more often now. Very cool. Tyler says my kids were never really interested in RPGs, who now are adults, but my niece is, so there's hope still. Yeah. Hey, Laramie, you could start over. Start at zero. Work your way forward. It's got video on demand. He's probably doing. right. Laramie says, perfect. I'm doing that 7 and 8 year olds he's got. They enjoy amazing tales. Nice, simple mechanic. There you go. It's interesting. My son's school has an RPG club with over 100 members. I do live in California, so we are technically superior, and free avocado toast is served at every meeting. Wow. Okay. Yes. I mean, what are you going to do? Like Beverly Hills 90210 all day, right? 100% agree with your take on Musk and D&D. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you see it in the headline on YouTube, just don't click on it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You see it on like a social media site, don't comment. Don't worry about it. And if you are the person that's like, oh my God, this is like the worst possible thing that could ever potentially happen. It's not just, hey, calm down. Okay? Calm down. Everything's going to be okay. And your D&D is safe. If you've got the 5 ebooks and you got the new books and you're playing D&D and you've got your little group that you're playing with, you're good. You're okay. Musk is not going to invade your home and change that. Now, I can't speak for Wizards of the Coast. Tad says our daughter started playing in our family D&D game as a tween and then found her peers at school and online to game with. Very nice. She's 20 now and still games with us at home and also with her friends. That's awesome, Tad. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody for sharing their kids' kind of backgrounds. Much appreciated. Questing Beast did a vid on the topic, hit the nail on the head. Yeah, well, like why? He did, but like why? Why did he have to put it out there? Like, and the thing is with Ben, his audience is probably just like that. They're probably like, yes, man, exactly this, right? Like, this is why I watch you, because you're like sensible, I guess. Although Ben did get into a little bit of hot water. I don't know if you guys knew that. Drama! Laramie, trying to find non-combat focused games with simpler mechanics. That's why I was so interested in that game. Here again, posted it yesterday based on art. Okay, very cool. More fodder for the Sean was wrong file. Huh? I'll just go, huh? Here we go. Huh? Which like Kardashians, I don't pay any attention to it. There you go. There you go. Turn down the noise. Boop, 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 boop. Turn down the noise. You wanted it, you got it. Greatest band in the land. Kiss! Just, I don't know where I'm going with this. But the culture war, Sean. The culture war. The deep state is coming for your D&D. Oh. I don't know about that. Same, I don't care if asked. My opinion is I'm not the target audience for that kind of drama. Yeah, there you go. All right. Random question. Is the recording sign in the back new? Huh? Is the recording sign in the back new? I don't know. I need some elaboration on that. All right. Let's get into the question of the day so thank you for that little side tangent. It helped. Turn around the sign behind me. Oh. I see. No, I've had it. I just don't light it up. This one right here. Yeah. I've had it up there. I had it as a gift, I think, from last year. And I usually don't light it up because the camera is usually, the camera's shitty. This camera used to be a shitty one, so it would flicker. It would pick up the flicker from the light, so I wouldn't turn it on. The red sign, this is also not new. I just didn't light it up for a while. And I used to have it at the bottom of my stairs so that if my wife opened the door and she saw it and it was lit up, she would know, like, not to yell down into the basement while I'm streaming or recording gaming and BS. So I just happened to put it behind me. And half the time it's been back there and I forget to turn it on. So there you go. Hope that helps with all the cool signs. Troubleshooters. Troubleshooters sounds cool. Not a big fan of the art. It's not my style, not my jam. if it was like Troubleshooters 1960s, like take the Avengers TV show and then like put that throughout the whole book, I'm on board. I don't know why. It's just me. It's like anime. I can't play Exalted because it's anime. I look at it and go, it's anime. Like, I'm not an anime guy. No, I know it's 1960s, but I'm saying the art looks it's like comic book art. And I'm like, and it's not, look, comic book art, I'm a Miller guy, Dark Knight. But, so, that cool kind of art, cool, that art that I think is cool. It's the same, like, it reminds me of the art that Evil Hat has used on some of their material, like the I can't remember, like the book about safety at the table or something was. It just okay. The art in the Troubleshooters is nice. There's nothing wrong with it. My personal taste is not that. What I find is, like, if you were to take, it would be the same type of art that maybe would cater to, not that art specifically, but say you were making a picture book or a storybook for a child. You're not going to put Miller art in that book. Maybe you could, right? I guess it's the art that whatever it depicts. But if you've looked at the Dark Knight comic books, it's a different art style, right? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't appeal to this guy. Yeah, you want felt 60s spot. I do, yes. Yeah. Something more serious, though, I guess. And then somebody could say, well, Sean, the Troubleshooters isn't like that game. It's not Spione. Oh, well, that's fair, but I don't know. I miss Eileen. Hey, Eileen, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Something mature, yes. Like, what is it, the Weekly Reader? Do you guys remember the Weekly Reader? Anybody remember Weekly Reader? Oh, Weekly Reader. Like, if you don't know the Weekly Reader, some of us that have more like this color, right? This color might remember Weekly Reader. Some of that artwork that is more age appropriate to younger individuals. There you go. I'll just say that. Like, get tripped up and people are going to take it out of context. They're going to just rip me a new one. Yes, the Fat Albert art cartoon. Yes. Like, that's great. Right? Whoever did the animation art for Fat Albert type cartoon stuff. Oh my God, Weekly Reader. Yeah, Weekly Reader. Slight tangent. Exalted. One he had a different art style. Did it? Okay, I don't remember. Oh God, here we go. This just Sean hates Belgian and French comic book artists. Yeah, if I had looked at that on the comic book stand, I wouldn't buy it. I don't hate them. Okay, Harrigan's like he hates them. Okay, great. Oh man, he claims to have backed Smurfs. I did. I backed Smurfs, and I'll tell you why I backed Smurfs. Because Smurfs is like a cartoon from the 80s. It's Smurfs. Like you buy into the blue people that don't exist in Gargamel. Of course. I don't see Smurfs as the Blue Man Group. So thank you, Kevin, for clearing that up. There you go. Exactly. He's helped me out. All right. Get into the question of the day. Damn. All right. Let's do this. Question of the day. I'm gaming today. So I can't go until like noon, folks. Question of the day. It's the end, nearing the end of the year. I'm interested to, like, a lot of you don't play. It's funny. I'm getting a pretty good grasp that a lot of people, well, that's not true. There are people on the Discord that are playing newly released games, but it seems as though they could be a little more selective, right? Which is fine and great. But I am interested if, because it's the end of the year, 2024, what top 2 RPGs would be RPG of the year for you for 2024. Now, I could... Who's going to be like, Harn. Harn again makes the top 2 list for Hoos. Sorry, Hoos, just picking on you. Love you, buddy. So if it's a game that has been released in 2024, what would be the top 2? Like, we're giving out end of my stupid camera. At the end of this month, we're giving the Game of the Year award out to those. We're taking nominations, and then we're going to name the Game of the Year. What would be your top 2 picks? 2 picks, Harrigan. 2. Not 5, not 25. 2. Yeah. And if you've got to, if you're torn between the 25 that you have for the top game of the year 2024, you're going to have to phone a friend. Okay. I gotta draw the line somewhere, Harrigan. Ryan, weekly reader. Haha, old. Yeah. Well, Asterix and Obelix. I think I've heard of them. I backed Smurfs for the articles. I did indeed. Who's what first one to chime in? Mothership. The new version. The one that actually did get released in 2024. Finally. Game? Not an adventure or source book? No, a game. Maybe we'll do next week, 2024 non-game RPG product of the year. Remind me. Nelson, so far, I've really enjoyed Mothership and The Walking Dead. Hey, both have been really fun at the table. Have you been running The Walking Dead, Nelson? Nelson got some compliments on the Blue Sky, about his handle on Blue Sky. Some people have commented that is his handle is the best handle ever. And I have to say, the first time, I remember when Nelson joined, I think you joined a live chat when Brett and I were recording. I think that's the first time I saw your original handle. Farty McButterpants. Ryan West says Shadowdark and Outcast Silver Raiders. Okay. All right. Published in 24? Published, released. It came out this year. RPG. If you only have one, great. That's fine. Whose is like Mothership? Boom, bam. Yes, published in 2024. Hence my poke at Who's. The Shawnees, yeah. We could have. I don't know if I would want to call it the Shawnees. We could call it the BSCs. Too much? Is that going too much? Aaron, good to see you. Not me thinking we already did question of the day. This isn't the same as the any discussion. Look, dude. I can't explain to you a simple question. I don't know what to tell you. If it's the same answer as the any awards, Hobbs, quit making it more difficult than it is. It's really not that hard. If the RPG came out this year, which one would you nominate or have as your top 2 picks for RPG of the year? It's that simple. Hell, I don't even care if you played it or bought it. I don't think I played anything released this year. Been too busy. Yeah, there's plenty of people here that haven't played a game that's been released this year. I get it. But if you did, even if you were an armchair blogger, YouTuber or blogger, and hey, I need some content. Top 2 picks of 2024 for RPG of the year. There you go. I like Karen 2E, but I don't think it would be a contender for Game of the Year. Hey, if it's your awards, it could be. Just saying, Caverna. Orcus Dorcas says HOL and macho women with guns. Is that seriously an RPG? Because I have to ask Orcus Dorcas. Because it's probably a true RPG, but there is a little hint of me that says that he's making that up. For 2024, I'll give a shout out to the Electrum Archive #2. Okay. There you go. That's been talked about in the Discord. Tyler says Mothership and Shadowdark would be my picks. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. Caverna says The Walking Dead is great. Was it released this year? Ooh, that's a good question. I think so. Right? Oh, maybe The Walking Dead was 2023. Ooh, are we splitting hairs here? Oh, God, you guys are killing me. The criteria. Funny, Sean didn't want troubleshooters for the same reason I was interested. Thought the art was kid-y. There was confusion over Butter McFarty pants, too. There's probably another guy out there that's got it. Not to be confused with Butter McFarty pants. Hob says Tales of Argosa. There he goes. He got to it. Hey. Well done, Hobbs. Well done. Tales of Argosa by Pickpocket Press. Steve Grodzicki. Plug it all day. Find it on Hobbs's streaming channel where you can find all popular Twitch streams. Is it? Okay, never mind. Flint says I've been playing Shadowdark quite a bit this year, but that came out in 2023, I think. I guess it depends on what Shadowdark you're referring to. X-Crawl Classics? Okay, I'll give X-Crawl Classics only because it was redone, right? Shadowdark and TWD, not 2024. See, so you Shadowdark fans, not 2024. Okay, here we go. Should we play a game? Name a role-playing game that was released in 2024. Nelson says, I'm running Walking Dead on a play-by-post, but also ran a couple of sessions for my daughter and her boyfriend. Very cool. It's a cool game. I wish I played more. I played one shot with Mr. Frankhouse, so I honestly have no idea when anything is released. Fair. OSR, not 2024. Oh, interesting. It's not. So Harrigan's referring to Outcast Silver Raiders. He's fact-checking. I need my fact-checkers. Sorry, those nominations are now null and void. Mothership is the only new one I acquired this year. Okay. For real, would it be Pendragon 6E and Shadow of the Weird Wizard? Well, hey, Orcus Dorcas should know it's released this year, right? If anybody, I would say. Another unfavorable unboxing, right? That's what it should be. Unfavorable unboxings. Pendragon 6E, Shadow of the Weird Wizard. Those are two good ones, I would say. They'd be probably at the top of my list because those are probably only because somebody's verified they have been released in 2024. I don't have Shadow of the Weird Wizard, though. Also, X-Crawl tied between the two. Okay. Who says number 2, Pendragon? Okay. So Mothership at Pendragon. Got Mothership. We got Pendragon 6E and Shadow of the Weird Wizard. Mutineer Zero Zone Wars, but it's a skirmish game. Yeah, sorry, we can't accept that as a valid answer. Sorry, Caverna. MWWG is an old RPG. I live in Canada. I'm pretty sure I didn't get it until 2024. Well, that's a whole nother deal, right? Like, wait a minute. Released in this country in 2024? Outgunned? Game of the year? Oh, that might have been one, right? Ooh, that would have been early this year. Can I get a fact check on Outgun, please? Tales of Argosa, second. Hey, Hobbs, you do realize that you typed that once already before, right? I just want to let you know. If it's new to me in 2024, shouldn't that count? No. Oh, hold on. Oh, the judges say no. Sorry. Aaron Millett says Sentai and Sensibility was a Kickstarter for a Jane Austen themed Power Rangers procedural TTRPG. Didn't buy it, but it was my favorite one that I saw. Oh, interesting. That one flew under my radar for some reason. Did you get it, Aaron? Did you buy it? Or did you get in on the crowdfunder? I think I'm socially contracted to mention the Magnus Archives, but I have not played it. Brandon ran it and really liked it, though. Okay, fair enough. Eileen is Armani Cookshill, just so you know. I have Mothership and Knave 2E 2024, but have not played or run, but would like to. Okay, good. Knave 2E, Mr. White says. Okay, all right. Monkey, what the? Well, look at this guy. Monkey Blood Design. Well, hello there, Glenn. Oh, first time I've seen you pop in. I hope all is well. For those of you that aren't familiar with Glenn's work, he's won any awards for his cartography, and then he also has the Midderlands art setting and RPG. Good to see you, man. That's Macho Women with Guns, Sean. It's real. Oh man, I gotta see it just to see what it's about. Apparently, the game of the year is anything released last year. Yeah, maybe. Look at Glenn Seal in there. Awesome, man. Thanks for stopping in, Glenn. I'm struggling to name a new game this year. Outgun would be in my top 2. Warhammer, the Old World Armies was released in 2024. Not an RPG, but adjacent and awesome / long-awaited. Spent many hours playing a Tomb King's army. Man, I will say, I saw an article, where was it written? The Guardian. The Guardian did an article on Games Workshop. I knew Games Workshop did fairly well. I know they paid out like $5,000 bonuses to every person in their company. Even the staff got bonuses, and they're publicly traded. I didn't realize, like, from the beginning of COVID or something, like they had like, what is it? 25, like 400% growth. It was ridiculous. They're making it into, the article was about them going into the FTSE. Is that what it is? Glenn, do you know? I think Glenn's over there. Which I thought was like I think it's like a NASDAQ type of trade. Like it only maybe puts in so many. I don't know about that trading platform necessarily, but because they've made so much money and they're such a profitable business that, I mean, they're like a $4 billion company. Man, I knew they did well, but holy cow. Who says Outgunned 2023? Oh, look at that. Booyah. Doing very well. Yeah, thanks. Midderlands still going along. Very cool, very cool. I'm usually asleep when my U.S. friends are live streaming. Well, put this one on your calendar, buddy, because I know it's like, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon over there? Is it 6 or 7 hour difference? I don't know after the change. So if we fall backwards, it's got to be 7 hours now, right? So going on 4 in the afternoon? Yeah, 4 in the afternoon and on a Saturday if you don't have anything going on over there in the UK. All right, let's see. Does Household Volume 2 count? I don't think it's out, is it? I know I tried my hands at painting minis at the beginning of COVID. Did you buy Warhammer stuff, Gabe? Did you buy Games Workshop stuff? Harrigan's gonna go with Pendragon, Swivers, the Seas Violated. I told him, didn't I? You guys heard me, right? Longshot City, Mothership. Not really 2024. The PDFs were out for so long. Yeah, I'll say print. It's all right. Well, it's easy to make money when you sell 25 plastic miniatures for $200. Well, yeah, but the people buy it. Like, it's there. 248. Okay. So 6 hours. 6 hour difference. For me. Central Time Zone, US. Yeah, there you go. One you could tune into. You don't have to stay up late. I'd say Electric State, but I didn't actually, but I didn't fully read it. Oh, there's one. Working away. All right. Very nice. Just put me on in the background. Just can listen if you need if you need room noise as you're doing something. There you go. No Warhammer stuff, D&D stuff, WizKids. WizKids maybe? Yeah, okay. Maybe, or Reaper, right? Like Reaper minis, all the white ones. All right. Let's get into, thank you for chiming in. Let's get into like print news, RPG news. RPG news. All right, so let's see what's going on. And I say, well, I gotta change this for some stuff for sure. Let me move. I didn't put it in the right spot on my screen, so I have to do a little adjusting. No, that's not it. That's not it. RPG news. What? No content? Well, there we go. Now it's synced. Okay. So I figured the question of the day kind of stems from this. Kobold Press presents Our Best of 2024. I thought this was interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily news, but, it's not a crowdfunding campaign. It's not print news. So I found it interesting because it's Kobold Press, and they talk about other games. Like, you don't see that too often on some of the bigger publisher houses, right? Like, they're going to talk maybe about here's our top 5 products. But some of the crew, more editorial than anything, of course, but they weigh in on the games that they found would be their best of 2024. So this is kind of what inspired the question of the day. And they mentioned Ethereal Expanse by Ghostfire Gaming. Ghostfire Gaming, you could pre-order it, so I guess they consider that for 2024. But Ghostfire Gaming, very well known for their 5e material. The Weird by Monty Cook Games. Also Shadowdark. So I guess, I don't know how, so if it came out in 2023, I guess there's some latitude in, what constitutes 2024 for RPGs. Call of Cthulhu, Arkham, and these are like per person, right? It's not all of necessarily Tales of the Valiant. It's not all of Kobold Press. Like, I don't know if they weighed in, but like this is Brian Suskin, who is a designer there. The one who mentioned Shadowdark is Celeste Konowich, the senior designer, right? So it's kind of asking their own staff. Call of Cthulhu, Arkham by Chaosium. One Shadow of the Weird Wizard. So I thought that was interesting. You don't often see that, but if they plug other people's stuff, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, pretty cool. It's like pretty cool. Next one up, doom. This one probably hit some of our radars. Outgunned. So Free League announces partnership for award-winning cinematic RPG Outgunned. This is probably not wholly unusual than the relationship that they've established with the folks that did Death in Space, as well as Merkborg, and some of the Merkborg, as well as Into the Odd, right? So if you're not familiar with kind of the dynamic here, Two Little Mice are based out of Italy. They've put out Household 2E is currently under crowdfunding. And then they put out Outgunned, probably a few other things that I'm missing. And also, having said that, I want to... so basically, the Outgunned core rulebook is now available. You can get Outgunned through Free League, alongside the expansion Action Flicks in the World of Killers. If you have not played Outgunned, or you have not looked at it, or you're not familiar with it, it's a D6 system, and it's very much like, I don't know if I want to call it the Yahtzee mechanic, but it's very much matching up different matching symbols, right? So if you're playing by numbers, it's getting as many of the same number. So it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, it's all like 4 6s are better than 4 1s. No, it's just the 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, 3 of a kind. That's the kind of the hierarchy of the mechanic. And if you read any of these, these folks got to be like huge fans of John Wick. Because if you've even looked at World of Killers and Action Flicks as those supplements, it's just like, rip this out. Like, I think there's a hotel that they call in Action Flick. I think it's in, World of Killers. It's the Continental. Like, they just ripped out the name and put in a different name and kind of put some spice on it on their own. But it is John Wick all day. So that's a good thing or a bad thing to you, I guess. But it's a popular one. It's fun. Digital Hobbit's going to be running it for BSerCon, which will be cool. Let's see. So it talks about a little bit about 2LM, Two Little Mice, Italian studio with a passion of art and games. So many awards, and then of course what Free League. But in addition to that, they did have a video after it was done, and some of us could not. I don't really want to get in there. Oh, great. What am I logged in here? Oh, that's fantastic. What? I got like 3 Discord accounts? Oh, my goodness. I didn't have... Bear with me. I didn't realize I had more than one. Thought I would be able to just click this and everything would be great. But we had Ekadokin go to the video. Let's see if I can get there again. To give us the lowdown on what they went over. So here's some of that. So notes from the video. Thank you so much for doing this, Michael. I appreciate it. So it's been in works for over a year and a half. So this wasn't something that was done and started like last month. Free League will be publishing Outgunned and Adventure after the backers from the Kickstarter receive all their products. So that's been probably long time coming. Outgunned on Free League site in a pre-release state. So there's a link on there. They talked about what Outgunned is. They talked about the 3 expansion products out for the line. They talked about the Outgunned Adventure, which touched briefly on how the rules change to match the genre shift from action to pulp adventure. So Outgunned Adventure, I think it's going to be a different like product piece. And then they answered some questions about the One Ring, Mutineer Zero, Warzone, because I'm sure it was pretty heavily Free League presence. I think it was even probably put on their channel, actually. Responses to questions about Coriolis being out of print and is the new edition coming out soon. So they had crowdfunded that. That should be coming out. I got in on that crowdfunding. And then the one thing he mentioned was, will Outgunned be getting another setting book like World of Killers? Since regaining the rights to Broken Compass, they might bring the settings for that game into Outgunned, but there's no solid plans yet. So some insight to the video, which I'm sure you can go to Free League site and check out on their little, like, hey, we talked about this. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to put this in there in the chat for you guys to get into that. I think if I can paste it, there we go. So there's that. Dots RPG project launches signature Braille RPG dice. So Braille dice, right, for the visually impaired. Mass-produced Braille polyhedral dice. They mention it's one of the first ones. I don't know. It's a passion project over 5 years in the making. These unique polyhedral dice are designed to make tabletop role-playing games more accessible to disabled individuals. I have to think that I thought there was one that was done before. You could find it. I could have swore I've seen them, but nonetheless, you can purchase the dice. Here's some of the details, but I thought this was worthy of giving some attention to folks that would, and frankly, it would be actually kind of cool to know Braille. Kind of cool. Does that sound weird? To know Braille and have these in your dice bag, or if you have somebody that could use one set of these and they're aware of it, great. If they're not, there you go. I have to think some people are maybe looking for this, and now it's available. So there you go. All right. So thanks for, the people at Dots for putting that out. Let's see. Next one. PAX Unplugged Return of the Living Dead. Tabletop RPG film and VR. So this was announced at PAX. Evil Genius Games. They have announced a partnership with Living Dead Media for a zombie and dark humor Return of the Living Dead TTRPG. So Evil Genius has had a rocky year. Asked about NFTs when this news broke. Evil boss D. Todd Scott stood by the company's commitment not to use Web3 technologies, drawing my attention to the tech stack page. But regardless, they continue and talking about some of the details about the game. Slated for 2025 and will be written by Nick Lowe, adding new rules and mechanics suitable for dark humor and undead mayhem. Lowe has worked on Earth Dawn and Modiphius' co-horse Cthulhu. So if you don't know who Nick is, you might know some of his works. So there you go. Check it out over at Geek Native. Boom, bam, boom. And let's see. Modiphius. If you're in the subscriber list, you've probably seen this. Sunderdial is an epic expansion for Ironsworn Starforged tabletop role-playing game. So there's a new expansion for Ironsworn Starforged, featuring new gameplay and character options. This is the one that got a lot like, is it Mr. Tompkin, right? Behind these games. I have Starforged. I got like the deck of cards, the rule book. I haven't read it, and that sucks, and I should. But like, there was a lot of buzz about this game, solo, cooperative, kind of traditional play. That's gotten a lot of buzz. I need to look at this because I haven't, and I need to because I don't know about this specific product, but at least the core, because a lot of people have boasted about it and how good it is, but. There you go. Check that out if you're so inclined. And then let's see, what else did I have? Darrington Press. The folks at Critical Role, Darrington Press, their publishing arm, have now revealed the cover art for both editions of Daggerheart. So for those of you that are just dying to find out and play Daggerheart, which has been, I think, out in preview, right, for a while. There you go. They launched a YouTube channel. Let's see. They launched a YouTube channel. They're at PAX Unplugged. They have a sale over there. Here's kind of how things look like. It's on pre-order. So highlights from PAX include Daggerheart panel, our Daggerheart First Look World Building with Critical Role panel. So that's a panel they're doing. That's just what they're doing at PAX. Sorry. So if you're not at PAX, don't worry about it. The Christmas sale. There you go. So if you are anybody interested in Daggerheart, who's getting in on Daggerheart? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? I love the case that it comes in. But Glenn is probably talking about something that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Oh, before I go to work, Ether Meet is next Saturday. Crawl for the Cure. Tune in and donate. Yeah, I got to check in with Corey on that. I don't know if he needs more players or not. RPG, John Exile. Still here, buddy. All right. Looking through the chat. Easy. Oh, reminds me of the Numenera box a little. Gorgeous. Like the dice mechanic at Daggerheart looks interesting. Ah, there you go. So Glenn is looking at Daggerheart. Okay, very cool. I just want to make sure we're still talking about Outgunned. Oh, Selhard. Yep, Daggerheart. I'll buy in. I'm interested. Hey, would you put that on the list for analytic dice? Dude, I'll list all the games like I want you guys to run. Gabe, Saltheart. So for those of you that I haven't plugged those guys for a while. So Gabe and Saltheart in the channel are the hosts of Analytic Dice podcast. Go check it out where you can find your good podcasts. So they play a game and then they come onto the podcast and talk about the game they played. One of the most recent ones was Black Sword Hack. Curious but broke. There's a number of things in front of it. Yeah. Not totally into it, but I'm curious and a sucker for box sets. There you go. I'm curious about Daggerheart, but I don't know if we're going to buy it. Okay, there we go. All right. Just good to know. Let me... What else? I think that might be the end. Yeah, that's the it for some of the things that I caught my attention to plug into news, if you will. Or at least kind of general news. There we go. All right, let's get into print news, things that are probably now in print that you might have been anticipating or have been newly released. Here's it over at EN World, RPG Print News, Melsonian Arts Council, Goodman Games, and more. So these are probably like crowdfunders that are actually now that stuff that you can get. Not all, but some. So Grimtooth Old School Traps from Goodman Games. That's $50 if you want it in hard copy. I got in on the Grimtooth big extravaganza when they got the license for Grimtooths, or the rights to it, and bought it and had the big, huge thing. And I'm like, I am never going to buy this. I'm never going to use any of this stuff. Like, it is a crazy, obnoxious. I remember having it as a kid, but as a kid, when we got a Grimtooth supplement, like, we'd want to put that in the, we'd put those in adventures, right? Now I'm like, ooh, it's kind of, to me, it was like a novelty piece, and it was, that thing must have been, 400 pages? It was a beast. Anyways, this one's a little different. And then Against the Thieves Guild as well. So that's a $11 softcover adventure. So there you go. Swivers by Melsonian Arts Council. It's a unique system, hardcover core rulebook. So you're a gang of criminals that scarper through heists in the smoke and the midden. And if they're lucky, make it out with a few extra shillings. Shillings? What? Shillings? This must be something in the UK. Those guys in the UK put out. Anyways, if the midden didn't give it away. Am I right, Glenn? Anyways, in the midden, interconnected passages of built-over streets, basements, tombs, and hidden lairs are where criminals lurk, beasts squat, and lost wealth resides. Every group of PC swivers have their own smoke. The GM generates the city, starting from a core of districts. They use generation tables to flesh out and expand their rotten city. Also includes hired goons, dogs of all cut and caliber, death and dismemberment, how to have a proper funeral for your mates, or can't even do an accent, horrible diseases, blood-sucking aristocrats, gambling debts, dogfighting, jealous lovers, apprentice swivers, or putterers, fences, bribes, leverage, blackmail, Notland Yard, agents of the church, ghouls, hussars, vampires, a magic system using blackjack, a starting adventure, and more. Glenn, you in on that? 5 pence. Glenn's probably like, I did the maps for it. Oh, okay. A Day at Barracuda Beach, all rolled up. Buy all rolled up. OSR, $18.49. One-shot hex crawl. PCs explore the beach and water in search of fun and relaxation. Enjoying such activities as building sandcastles and playing mini golf to earn chill vibes. Yeah, not my jam. Not really. Good. I need that in real life. I don't need it in my fantasy. I need it in my real life. Where are you guys? All rolled up. How do I get that in real life? Tomb of Horrors, Enemies of the Valiant, Frog God Games. The End of Everything Collector's Edition by Frog God Games. It's for Black Flag role-playing. Black Flag. Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. Black Flag? Is that Valiant? Tales of the Valiant? Right? Why is it Black Flag? I don't know. Is it because they did it for Black Flag before they named Tales of the Valiant? I'm so confused. All right. Pilgrims of the Goblin Road, DCC, a level 1 adventure by MC Funk. Dude, best author name ever. Bring it on in for Pilgrims of the Goblin Road by MC Funk. Soft cover $11.99 US. First adventure and inspired by the Canterbury Tales, a medieval epic that covers stories from pilgrims on a journey. Next one, Wasted Youth. If this thing doesn't scream punk, I don't know what does. By Exalted Funeral, Dystopian Games. Hardcover for $12. Hardcover? Wow. Troika, get in the van. I really like this type of work. Find, supplement, and niche within a niche within a niche. PCs are a metal band. Oh, it's not punk. Sorry, guys. 1980s and on the road, they find skins, cops, rednecks, and, of course, lots of combat rock. Anybody get on that? Avatar Legends. Eros Adventure Guide by Magpie Games. Good times, good times. GM Screen, Terrain, and Random Encounters by Loki. System Agnostic or 5th Edition. GM Screen. Yeah, okay, cool, right? Terrain and Random Encounters in a GM Screen. That isn't specific to rules, right? It's just ideas that you need. Long and low, this screen features 100 random encounters, as well as random tables and journey building tools. Very cool. There you go. Print. Glenn says, not too many games here I haven't played. Well, here, there, and everywhere. It's hip to be. It's hip to be square. Like the Huey Lewis comes back full circle, folks. Yeah, Grimtooth, fun to read, never seeing use. Shambot says a friend is on Daggerheart. We'll check it out when they get it. Land of Adventures by Lee Gold, coming soon to Analytic Dice. An oldie that will be a nice bookend to Tunnels and Trolls. That you got a little teaser there from Salt Heart. Not a lot of interest for Daggerheart, says Flint. Reading Aid says, how about Darrington's for the Queen? Anyone ever play that? Oh, that was put out by Darrington. Ooh, interesting. That's what's his name from One Shot? Shoot, I forgot his name. Can't forget those names. I don't know. I have For the Queen sitting on the shelf, but I haven't gotten to play it. This year has been madness. Yeah, I think it's a Kobold's OGL replacement. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Going to the black whatever, Black Heart, Black Knight, Black Steel, Cold Steel, Dark Steel. What the hell did I call it? What did they call it? Oh my god. Where did I just pass it? Yeah, I don't know where it is. Where? Shoot. Making anybody nauseous by me scrolling so fast. Black Flag. Not to be confused with Black Flag, the rock group, right? Tales of the Valiant is Black Flag. Yes, the name was changed about halfway through. Okay, so they just didn't update it for this post. Got it. The power of games is a curious thing. Glenn, you gotta stop by more often, buddy. You'll fit right in here. All right, let's see. What else? That was print. Moving along. Yeah. Bundles, I don't have any. If there's a bundle I'm missing, let me know. I didn't have bundles on the list this episode. Crowdfunding. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do my cool intros. I'm just like screaming along here, like totally screwing stuff up. Glenn, because I'm nervous because Glenn's in the chat. That's what it is. It's like got thrown me off my game. Later, Orcus. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you, man. Free League bundle? We did that last week. So I didn't want to rehash it again. Go on. Glenn, you're a household game. Monkey Blood Designs, folks. Go and check out Glenn's work. Where is it? Let's pull it up. Should we? We'll do this. A little love for Glenn. This is my way of enticing him to come back every week. If you don't know Glenn's work, go ahead and check it out there. That's his website. All right, let's go to crowdfunding news. Again, Ian World, thanks guys, putting this together. These are ending December 12th to the 18th. So by the time you look at this, you might have to wait. You might be able to pre-order. You may be able to pledge post-campaign, or you're going to have to wait for it to come out in print. Otherwise, here we go. Household Welcome to the Garden from Two Little Mice. Mentioned them earlier. Folks that put out Outgunned and Broken Compass. This is out on Backer Kit. I know it's fully funded and put out there, and it's going to be a great quality product. Household RPG was out. This is the Welcome to the Garden, which is a different setting? Yeah, I think it's the different setting. So I guess the question, and you guys, I don't know, maybe I didn't really realize this. Is this like you could just buy this and it's done? Or do you need Household 1? Because the Household 1 was a twice any nominated book for Product of the Year and Best Production Values. So they do good work. Where'd my mouse go? Pico, Tiny Bugs, Big World, MythWorks, Wild Words Engine. $88 was the popular pledge. Is the most popular pledge. Look at small characters in a big TTRPG and talk about Pico. In this game, you play as bugs questing in a setting that is our modern world, but a fantasy realm to the insects. Using the Wild Words engine, which was in the Emmy Award-winning The Wild Sea role-playing game. You'll use human debris as tools, weapons, and treasure as you navigate the world where humans can swat you like what you're playing as, if they're still around. There you go. 79K out of 35. Next one. Mice of Legend play D&D as mice, tiny heroes, epic quests. That seems like a theme in RPGs. I think there's like a little niche there, right? Mouse Ritter, right? What else? Which one did Luke Crane do? Mouse Guard. I get this one. This is Osric Advanced. This is AD&D Osric or 5th edition. And other OSRs. 2K of 1,000, almost 3K of 1,000K goal, right? There you go. Cool. Next one, Battle Zoo Ancestry Year of Titans. Titanic Races and Ancestries for 5th edition and Pathfinder from Roll for Combat. Anybody think this funded? Of course it did. 92K of 10K. Oof. Next one. I meant to put this on like when it was released, and I don't think I ever covered it. So it's in its last legs. DC Heroes role-playing game 40th anniversary. And I thought from buzz on the Discord, like this is it. If you either get in on this or you don't get the game at all. Is that right? Is it like a crowdfunding exclusive? Am I correct in this? Help me out, guys. $135 is the most popular pledge. So for those of you like, ooh, interesting. Like this is not new. They're redoing the original. So 40 years later, both editions of the original DC Heroes RPG are back. It's originally from 1981. Okay, just so you know. So in the crowdfunding campaign, you could pick your edition, getting box sets, source books, adventures, GM screen, a slipcase, and more. Hence the $135 average pledge. To give an idea of the content that's available via this campaign, for 695 bones, you get it all. And by all, I mean an estimated 81 pounds of books from both editions, dice, boxes, and more. Whoa. Look at that, $333K. So if you're interested in the original RPG, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, most DC characters from the Golden Age to the Bronze Age of the company, this campaign is worth a look. Mouse Guard. Gabe's getting in there. Pico by the same guy who made Wild Sea, Felix. Got it. Good to know. I've done that. I've done the layout for that one, Mice of Legends. Oh, very cool. Laramie, pounds money or pounds mass? 81 LBs, LBS period, pounds like weight. I played the original DC years and years ago. I always played Spectre. I never played it. I didn't play Phaser Rip until like 2015 or something like that. Yeah. And that was at a con, playing Kistastrophe. All right. Continuing on, Alchemicals, Forged by the Machine God by Onyx Path Publishing on Backer Kit. There you go. This one for fans of Exalted 3 comes a source book detailing the land of the industrial god machine, that's demigods, the Alchemicals. I'm sure it's funded and good to go, but let's just pop over there and see, shall we? 132K. Booyah. Way to go, Onyx Path. And then I'm going to guess. It's the Ian World. Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. Just going to say, I bet. So this is a Monstrous Menagerie 2, Hordes and Heroes. 86,000 quid. Pledged of a 5K goal. And in fine fashion, Ian World puts it last. There you go. Rounding it all up, folks. There you go. That's it. That's all I got this week. I'm a little over. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. If you've joined a little bit later and didn't get the cue to give me a like or whatever, please do so. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much. It prevents me from sending you an invoice. Okay, just saying. So just really, you want to save like $100, because I will send creditors after you. Always last, but and I did not. Did I put the link in the? I did not put the link in the. There we go. There we go. Boink. There you go. Yeah. Enjoyed it, fellows. I'll drop. Remind me myself. You know what? Hey, Glenn. I don't know. Just saying. You could have YouTube remind you. It's you just like hit the bell and then make sure it notifies you. And it'll tell you when I go live. Just saying. It's a cool feature, if you're interested. Sean sending Pinkertons. I can't afford the Pinkertons. I think it's Ralph. Ralph is Ralph. I think it's Ralph Incorporated. Have a great day. Great day, everybody. Like and subscribe. Yes. Commencement next week. Congratulations, Eileen. Good luck. Good luck. Hey, I'm going to give you a speech. Commencement address just to you, though. No, I'm not gonna. Just kidding. Like what kind of advice would I give you? You don't want this advice. Have a wonderful weekend, Nelson. You too. There you go, man. There you go. I don't know if you'd want to put that out there. Just saying, Brandon. All right. I want to thank all these kind individuals for helping me out. They're all members of my Patreon and have been for quite some time. Thank you so much. And even some of the new folks there. Thank you very much. Taking a few coins out of their coffers and sending it my way each month. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the holidays. I'll be here next week, right? Nothing's going crazy. I'll be here next week, Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time, right here, talking about some of the similar stuff. Thank you for all participating. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for showing up. I couldn't do this without you. Like, you put the juice in my tank. That's all I'm saying. And so thank you very much. Much appreciated. And for those of you that come later, not during the live stream, thank you so much and very much appreciated. Thank you. Do yourself a favor, play some role-playing games, get out there, have fun. I got a game of Castles and Crusades in like an hour. Woo, yeah. Last time I played, like, my buddy Joe's like, we don't have all the players, so we're going to play one shot. So he had us make 6 level characters. I just want to put this out there. Made us 6 level characters and said that we could have 60,000 gold to buy any magic items we wanted, and then we were allowed up to +6 adjustment for like arms and armor stuff and swords and stuff. So in other words, we could buy a piece of armor or a sword or a magic weapon, but the max that individual piece could have is +3, and then the max total of those items would be +6. So I haven't played like that in a long time. Jeff and I were going through the magic item list like it was going through Toys R Us when we were 8 years old. Except when we were 8 years old, we probably didn't care about the price. This one, we kind of like, oh, look at this. We can get a ring of invisibility for like 10,000 gold. Fantastic. Let's put that down. So it's good fun. Different type of game than I'm used to. But we're not playing that one shot continuing today. We're going back to the previous ongoing campaign arc, if you will. But anyways, yeah, that would be an interesting thing to do. Like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna run one shot for BS or Con, do 3.0 or 3.5, and come with your character. And here's what you get: 6 levels, 60,000 gold, stat it out, and then just throw anything in front of the party and see how easily they walk through everything. Why not, right? Anyways, spend some time with those you love. Take time to yourself if you need to, and be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. And we'll see you on the next one. See you, folks. And if I can just figure this out.